Hey everyone, ¿cómo está? Habari zenu? Guten Tag, Ohoro wanyu, and all the other greetings. I hope you guys are doing okay. If you just came onto my video, thanks for clicking on it. I hope you'll stick around and learn something. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. It's been a heavy week. It's been a heavy few days, really. It hasn't even been a week yet. But I see a lot of light accompanying all the darkness. I really do. You know that you've made an impact when people are determined to tarnish your name even after you die. You know you've made an impact when you're mourned internationally. It's insane to see people around the world celebrating his life and mourning his death. From the UK, to South Korea. Charlie Kirk's legacy lives on. So they may have taken him out of this world, but I promise you his legacy is burning. We have people turning away from the left. Currently, as I speak, there are people who are like, you know what, this is not the party I want to be associated with.
We are now witnessing the Charlie Kirk effect. My feed is full of people saying the same thing. I voted Democrat my whole life, donated to Obama, voted Kamala, but today I registered Republican. And there are thousands of posts like this today. This chart explains why. You see, back in 2000, this person was left of center. But over the years, the left kept moving further left, shifting the entire center with it. And this person didn't change. They just slowly found themselves on the right. And now, after Charlie Kirk's assassination, the left looks more extreme than ever, which is why today all these independents are registering Republican. So the shooter failed. Instead of eliminating Charlie Kirk, he created millions more Charlie Kirks in a single day.
This is not to say people are just turning Republican. That's not the way it works. It all starts with just questioning things. Why do I feel the way I feel? Why is it when I try to say something that's contrary to what she said, I get called names? Why am I not allowed to disagree? Why is there no civil discourse? That's how my journey began. And it makes me so glad to see that happening, despite everything, despite all the sadness and the grief and the anger. I implore you to say something. If you see anyone taking things out of context,
you will never be the best version of yourself if you allow other people to convince you that you can't be better because of your skin color, because of your sexual identity, because of the community you came from. You must resist those narratives at all costs if you truly want to be successful in America.
It's all a propaganda machine.
I've been asked if I knew Charlie Kirk. Yes, I knew Charlie Kirk. We've appeared on programs together. I've been on his show. I've spoken at some Turning Point events. And I've watched his career from when he was a very young man to this point now where he has given his life for his nation. And I can tell you that Charlie Kirk is a martyr. He is a martyr because he was killed because of his Christian beliefs that motivated him to go out and share what was good news to millions of people around the country. He will be bigger in death than he ever was in life.
How have you been treated as an outspoken Trump supporter? Have you been called names? Is it easy being a black Trump supporter?
Well, you know, I can't say the names. I don't know where we on right now, but I've been called everything but a child of God. And what's funny is if you were a child of God, then you would see the truth in everything that someone's saying. Right now, the left is a master of manipulation and marketing, and they deceive us with the lies that have continually to peddle to the black community to keep us behind. We are victors, not victims, and I will never be a victim, because that's not going to get you where the true freedom comes from, where God says, and the Bible says, you know, if you love me, you keep my commandments, then you be my disciples. And then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So only the truth is going to set us free, and that's why we're here to talk about today.
The way Charlie Kirk's memory is being treated is very similar to how Trump's name was being tainted. And you may not realize it, but a lot of us woke up from the left because of paying attention to that. Why is the media so adamant to call him a racist? And then I start seeing these clips of him hugging people like Whoopi Goldberg. He's on The View hugging them, the ladies are kissing him, saying how much they love him. All of a sudden now he's racist and he's a bigot and That stuff made me think. When I had disagreements with other liberals online and then they would just jump on me, I was like, why are you guys jumping on me? I'm allowed to have a difference of opinion, am I not? No, you're not. Not with the radicals, no, you're not. But those are the little things that made me think I need to start questioning things. And now we have more people questioning things. When someone celebrates your death and says you deserved it, that's someone you don't want to be associated with. Your belief system and theirs does not match. It's definitely been a time to reflect. It's been a time for conservatives to think, outspoken conservatives, to wonder, should I like tone it down? No, I come to you as someone who has lost so many accounts. I have been called all the names in the book. I have been called a Nazi, which is hilarious to me, by the people who act like Nazis, the people who do not want you to speak, the people who shut you down because they cannot have a debate with you, the people who take everything personally and attack you for your belief system and call you the intolerant one. It makes my heart happy to see people waking up. Finally. I hate that it took this to make that happen, but I am glad it's happening. Charlie Kirk is such a strong woman.
Charlie, I love you, baby.
I will not post the video here, you can find it online. She shared a very intimate moment of saying goodbye to her husband in his casket, and oh my God, it broke me to see that. And it made me even more thankful for my husband, who again I met because he's so outspoken about his beliefs. Because all he did is call out the hypocrisy of the left. And that's how I met him. That's how I came to appreciate him and love him as a creator at the time, before we fell in love as a couple. It makes me have a deep appreciation for those of you who will not shut down. To every outspoken conservative out there, even if you're a moderate, and all you do is speak out against unfairness, not caring if it's left or right, Democrat or Republican. People like Tom MacDonald, whether you use your voice to sing about what's going on.
They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men try to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us. The system is failing us when good men die for the things that they say. And I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day.
Or if you use your platform to speak out, or if you stitch all these radicals and call them out, if you use your voice and are not afraid to speak up, I applaud you, I appreciate you, and I ask you to keep doing that.
Anybody who followed Charlie Kirk, whether you liked him or not, he was a truth teller. What is the truth? The truth is not an opinion. The truth is what it is. And that's what he was. He was a truth teller. He told the truth, right? And this man didn't die because of no politics. This man died because he told the truth. After I watched the video, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I laid down and I felt the fear that the enemy is trying to release. I felt the heavy weight on my chest, and it was fear that the enemy he did release it right into the earth today. And the point of the matter is that people who believe in Jesus, you know what I'm saying, and stand and believe in him and spread the gospel, that we shut up. And I want to make one thing clear. We will not shut up.
Congratulations to every Democrat Latino celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I'm not surprised at all. This is who you are, a party who promotes and celebrates death. If after today you still think the Democratic Party is something other than a crazy, evil party, then there's no hope for you. But if you still have some humanity or common sense left in you, I will advise you to wake the hell up, because America is quickly becoming Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, a place where you can no longer say what you think because you get. But let me make something very clear. You're no exemption. Voting for the Democratic Party, who promotes violence, lawlessness, and crime, and craziness, will catch up with you. You have no special protection just because you voted for a party who promotes death. You understand that, right? If you're not a criminal or a criminal supporter, if you think that law is important and you care about United States, it's time to wake the hell up and say bye-bye to the Democratic Party. The blood of Irina and Charlie Kirk and every innocent person murdered by crazy ideologies and policies is in your hands.
I'm gonna finish this up by sharing a bit of a longer version about why I left the left. And because I have shared a shorter story, it's right here. I was very glad to have been shared by, again, the hashtag walkaway movement. Because believe it or not, a lot of us conservatives who are hardcore MAGA are that way for a reason. And the reason is because we are former liberals, we're former Democrats. We've been on both sides of the aisle. The same talking points we hear you, and by you I mean the people who are not walking up, just we used to use those talking points. Amala is someone we used to be mutuals on my very first huge account on TikTok, and I didn't realize this, but she has an actual BLM fist tattoo on her arm. And it was so hilarious because she always says, she's like, I know she left the left a long time ago, or years ago. I think it was about maybe 2020, I might be wrong. But I know I left the left, but I was never that into it, you know. I was laughing when I saw that today, and I was like, it's the first time I've laughed in a few days. Because like, damn girl, you were really in it, weren't you? You can go from a lefty loony and wake up. I posted various memes about Trump. I'm gonna put a few here, okay? So you can see. I posted the weird memes. I even bought a book by some lefty person. I don't know who he is, some author. I still have the book if I'm not wrong. I don't know where it is, but I know I have it. I went on a protest, an anti-Trump protest, which ironically was called We the People, which doesn't make sense now because it's by liberals who hate this country. But anyways, but let me tell you, from going for a We the People anti-Trump protest to getting this tattoo. Yeah, that's how you know I have changed. Yeah, so when I tell you guys, I've been there, done that. I have been there, done that. I was so convinced Trump was racist because, oh, he called African countries a shithole, oh, this and that, and this and that. And then I just went and dug to see what was going on. And then I was like, where is the racism? I don't see it. He was called all these names because he left the Democrat Party for the Republican Party and ran on a Republican ticket. That's when everything changed. Everything. Up until then, he was a sweetheart to everyone. So I need you guys to be more critical of things. Don't take them at face value. These little memes you see without any context, stop jumping on it, because all it tells me is you're not a critical thinker and all you want to do is hate someone. And when you see these little clips, all you want to do is justify your hate for them, because then you feel vindicated for how you feel about them without knowing who they are. Does it mean you have to agree with everything they say? No. People like me actually are what we call, I call myself a libertarian or constitutionalist. I am not Republican, but I'm definitely nowhere near the left. If anything, we're more center. Most of us conservatives are, including Amala. She calls herself a center-right. So we are, like, this is the center, this is the crazy Marxists, Democrats, and these are the Republicans. We're like between the center and the Republican. We're right there. And most of us are that way, including my husband, who's also a former liberal. I want to try and do a quick recap of how I left the left. It was a few different things. It wasn't one thing. Number one, I've never been a big fan of welfare, especially those who misuse it. I understand if you need it, it's there. But most people like to misuse it, sell them. They don't need them, but they make it a career. I'm self-employed. My effort is very much direct correlation with how much cash flow I make. So and I've always been this way. I was wondering how I filed my taxes. The first few times I went to a CPA, the first time I went to a CPA to file my taxes, and I'm like, you're telling me I'm getting $100 back. Why now? Oh, because you made too much. And what now? What do you mean? Meanwhile, I knew for a fact there were women who stay home, have multiple children, don't work, and they get a $10,000 refund. I was like, something is very wrong with this. So things like those were waking me up. Number two, again, I was very much on the liberal side of things, even before I joined TikTok. When I joined TikTok at the time, I was very pro-choice at that point in time. Pro-choice with a few conditions. And I got into an argument with someone in the comment section where they were saying, oh, it's my body, my choice. I shouldn't even have to ask the man because it's not his body. I was like, No. This is a joint decision. If you're going to do this, it's a joint decision. He needs to have a say. And they were getting angry with me. I was getting attacked in the comment section because I said that. I was like, so you're saying you should not involve the person who got you, who you're in this pickle with? Like, what? Those are the little things I started noticing. We were not matching, right? 3, I started making content about African culture and not appropriating it and sharing it. And I was getting people angry with me because I was saying, stop appropriating African culture. Even Black people can appropriate African culture. You can appropriate anyone's culture if you don't take the time to learn what things mean, what they are. You give yourself a Kenyan name, you don't even know what it means. That's appropriating culture. I got a lot of flack from these people. I tried sharing about, you know what, you may hate it in America, you may have a painful past, but you have infrastructure that we don't have in Africa. I got told I was creating division. Again, these are mostly the Black activists that were doing this. I didn't realize it was them at the time, but I knew it was the Black Americans. I came to realize it was the liberal Black Americans. Either way, I got to a point where I just had to wake up slowly by slowly. 2020 rolled around and the lockdown had me asking a lot of questions. BLM happened, a lot of questions, because I was like, if you're about fighting for Black lives, why are you destroying Black-owned businesses, right? Why are you not focusing on what's going on in the Black community, the Black-on-Black crime, the fatherlessness? Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about Planned Parenthood? Why is it only when it's a white cop who does something that everyone blows everything up? And then I ran into Tom MacDonald, his music, and again opened up my eyes. It was a lot of things that came together to wake me up, including my own treatment by the left. So I like to say I left the left, but really the left left me. Because I noticed the ideas going this way more and more and more. They're anti-capitalist, anti-free market. They want socialism. And I was like, no. Running into people who are from, again, immigrants like myself. I'm from Kenya. I've met immigrants from Cuba, from Venezuela, from North Korea. Hearing their stories and seeing, oh my gosh, you guys ran away from this stuff and the Democrats are trying to get this stuff done here. I see why we're not supporting that. Learning about Marxism, learning about Pan-Africanism and how Pan-Africanism is just like Marxism. Those things are what woke me up. Looking at the media and the propaganda being pushed. It is, again, a lot of things, but it starts with you questioning yourself and questioning why things are the way they are and how you feel. Be honest with how you feel. Leave alone who won't agree with you. Let that go. That sheep mentality, group mentality, collectivism mindset, put that on the side. Think for yourself. Ask questions. Look for people who can guide you. Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Ben Shapiro, even Charlie Kirk's videos. Go watch them. Stop arguing feelings. Is that arguing logic? Even if it hurts your feelings, leave that aside. Focus on the logic in the statement. That's the only way you'll ever wake up. People get too wrapped up in emotional responses and not listen to facts. That is a huge one. You have to be able to sit in the discomfort. I remember during BLM when I really supported BLM and I was like, Black Lives Matter. it wasn't just Kenyan, some of my Kenyan American friends now, who now we are actually friends on Instagram. I'm going to put a comment here so you can see for yourself. And there was even another friend on Facebook. Well, it was a friend's husband on Facebook telling me how, oh, why do you support BLM? And it made me sit there for a second and go, why do I support BLM? I was like, because Black Lives Matter. And he's like, yeah, but why do you think that? And I remember being so emotional and charged and angry. And he asked me, just, it's a simple statement, just tell me where you think. Have you done your homework on this organization, what they believe? Have you really looked into the Black community? The same community screaming racism, have you looked into it? And these things are what sparked my interest and my curiosity. I talked with, his name is Steve Azara, he's RIP now, a photographer in New York, very conservative photographer, and he lived in New York, which was crazy. But one time we were just bantering, okay? And I don't know how this came up, but welfare came up. And I started talking about how, oh my God, I can't believe people just sit around all day. They get food stamps. Yet me, you know, I'm an immigrant. I wasn't even a citizen at the time. I was like, I'm an immigrant. I'm not even allowed to get them, let alone the fact that I could just get, I'm not allowed to have them. I work so hard. I get so little back when I file my taxes. He said, and we're talking, he's like, are you sure you're a liberal? I was like, yeah. He's like, no, I think you're conservative. It was funny, that conversation, but it was such an eye-opener for me. I was like, why do you say that? He said, because conservatives are very anti-welfare. The welfare state has destroyed our country, and you can look into it some more, but you really sound like you're on that line. I was like, okay. So again, sparked my interest. This was 2019, or maybe early 2020. So I appreciate every person and every interaction that helped me see the light. Like Tom MacDonald says, I'm not Republican, I'm not a liberal, and I took the red pill because that's who's fighting for my freedoms. To see how the government can take charge of things and control you like a sheep, tell you can't walk on this side of the store, you can't go to a funeral because we are locking people down, but then you look at them going to events. Hollywood elite spreading lies and hate, but then you have to wear a mask, but they don't have to, because why? The air in California is different. Seeing people being forced to get that jab, and if you don't get it, you're going to lose your job. That's exactly what fascism is. That's what control is. That's totalitarianism. When they keep calling people fascists because they don't agree with them, ask yourself what fascism really is. There's so much to unpack with this, but I may make a part 2 if you guys want it. But if you are questioning yourself right now with what's going on, if you're looking at people like Dean Withers, one of the biggest rivals of Charlie Kirk, and he's breaking down because of what happened.
His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, you know, imagine being a 12-year-old, you know, watching your dad fucking die. Nobody deserves that. Not even Charlie Kirk. Nobody deserves that.
You see his followers angry with him because he's crying. How dare he cry? How dare he have human emotion to something so tragic?
In the last 24 hours or so, I've received a lot of public scrutiny and backlash in response to the fact that yesterday, after Charlie Kirk died, I cried, and then the video of me crying was blasted all over the internet. So first and foremost, I am distraught because of what happened to Kirk. I think that gun violence is always wrong, and I also think that violence leads to more violence.
Ask yourself if those are the kinds of people you want to associate yourself with. I'm not saying all Democrats are evil, but most of them are. And if that is the party you are aligned with, and you feel like, I don't think this is the same party, they don't reflect what I feel, it's okay to ask yourself that, question it all the way. And then ask me questions if you have any questions. You know, go to other conservatives and talk to them. We have so many of us. I mean, not all, again, Republicans. You know, we don't all look a certain way. You know, blonde hair, blue eyes, 0 tattoos, 0 piercing. Some of us are the rebels. We still very much love our country. We're very much outspoken. We will keep it that way for the foreseeable future. I will never back down. So thank you, Charlie Kirk, for setting an example for us that we can have civil discourse and learn things from one another and grow as a country and grow as people. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. I hope you'll like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm sending love to, again, all of you all of you patriots who are going through it. I know we lost a brother, but we will stay strong for him. We will pick up that mic and we will run with it and pick up where he left off. Kenyan Hippie out.